Welcome to this analysis of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. In this video, we will explore the key insights and lessons from each of the book's 20 chapters, providing you with a comprehensive overview of the book's core ideas, from the power of compound interest to the role of luck in personal finance and investing. We will cover it all. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of behavioral finance. Great, let's begin. Chapter 1. No one's crazy. In this chapter, he explains that people have different attitudes towards money and personal finance. He argues that it's essential to understand these attitudes to become better at managing money. Housel believes that no one is crazy when it comes to money, since everyone has their unique experiences and perceptions of wealth. He highlights that understanding different people's attitudes towards money is crucial in building wealth and achieving financial stability. Housel uses examples of people from different walks of life to illustrate how different attitudes towards money can affect one's financial situation. He explains that some people are naturally good at saving and investing, while others struggle to manage their finances, regardless of their income level. Housel emphasizes that it's essential to recognize that everyone has their unique financial circumstances and that there's no one-size-fits-all solution to financial success. In this chapter, Housel urges readers to be aware of their financial biases and to adopt a rational approach to money management. He encourages readers to embrace a long-term mindset when it comes to personal finance and to avoid making decisions based on short-term emotions. By understanding that no one is crazy when it comes to money, readers can become more empathetic towards others and make better financial decisions for themselves. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. In this chapter, he explores the role of luck and risk in shaping our financial outcomes. He argues that luck plays a significant role in our lives and that recognizing this fact can help us become better investors and financial managers. Housel notes that many people underestimate the role of luck in financial success. He uses examples of successful investors and entrepreneurs to show how luck played a critical role in their achievements. He also notes that some people are born with inherent advantages that can help them build wealth, such as being born into a wealthy family or having access to education and resources that others lack. However, Housel also emphasizes that risk is a critical factor in financial success. He explains that taking calculated risks is essential in achieving financial goals, but that people should also be aware of the potential downsides of those risks. He argues that successful investors understand how to manage risk and take advantage of opportunities when they arise. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to recognize the role of luck in their lives and to be aware of the risks they take when making financial decisions. He urges readers to take a long-term view of their investments and to avoid making decisions based on short-term market fluctuations. By understanding the role of luck and risk in financial success, readers can make better financial decisions and become more successful investors. Chapter 3. Never Enough. In this chapter, he explores the concept of enough in relation to money and personal finance. He argues that many people struggle to define what enough means for them, which can lead to financial stress and unhappiness. Housel explains that the pursuit of more money and material possessions can become a never-ending cycle, leading to a constant feeling of dissatisfaction. He uses examples of people from different income levels to illustrate that this feeling is not limited to those with low incomes. Housel suggests that people should take the time to define what enough means for them, which can help them achieve financial peace of mind. Housel emphasizes that defining enough is not about settling for mediocrity or being complacent. Instead, it's about recognizing that there's a point where more money and possessions do not necessarily lead to greater happiness. He notes that people who have a clear understanding of what enough means for them are often happier and more content with their lives. In this chapter, Housel urges readers to take the time to define what enough means for them and to avoid falling into the trap of the never-ending pursuit of more money and possessions. He encourages readers to focus on building a life that brings them joy and fulfillment, rather than one that is solely focused on accumulating wealth. Chapter 4. Confounding Compounding. In this chapter, he discusses the power of compounding and how it can significantly impact one's financial outcomes over time. He argues that many people underestimate the power of compounding, which can lead to missed opportunities for wealth creation. Housel explains that compounding is the process of generating earnings on an initial investment, which then generates further earnings on those earnings over time. He notes that compounding can have a profound impact on investment returns, especially over long periods. However, Housel also notes that compounding can work against investors when they incur high-interest debt, such as credit card debt. He emphasizes the importance of avoiding high-interest debt and investing in assets that can generate long-term returns. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to take advantage of the power of compounding by investing early and consistently. He notes that even small investments can grow significantly over time, given the power of compounding. Housel also emphasizes the importance of avoiding high-interest debt and focusing on long-term investments that can generate consistent returns. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of understanding the power of compounding and how it can significantly impact one's financial outcomes over time. By recognizing this, readers can make more informed investment decisions and take advantage of the power of compounding to build wealth over the long term. Chapter 5. Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. In this chapter, he discusses the differences between getting wealthy and staying wealthy. He argues that many people focus on the former without considering the latter, which can lead to financial ruin in the long run. Housel explains that getting wealthy often involves taking risks and making bold investment decisions. However, staying wealthy requires a different mindset, which involves preserving and protecting one's wealth over the long term. He notes that many people who become wealthy quickly end up losing their wealth just as quickly due to poor financial management and risky investments. Housel emphasizes the importance of diversification and risk management in maintaining wealth over the long term. He notes that successful investors understand how to balance risk and reward, and they take a long-term view of their investments. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to think beyond just getting wealthy and to focus on staying wealthy over the long term. He emphasizes the importance of having a plan and sticking to it, as well as being patient and disciplined in one's financial decisions. By doing so, readers can build and maintain wealth over the long term. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of having a long-term mindset when it comes to personal finance and investing. By focusing on staying wealthy, rather than just getting wealthy, readers can make better financial decisions and build wealth that lasts. Chapter 6. Tails. You win. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of extreme events or tails in investing and personal finance. He argues that while these events are rare, they can have a significant impact on one's financial outcomes and should be taken into account when making investment decisions. Housel explains that tail events refer to extreme events that fall outside the range of normal expectations. These events can have both positive and negative consequences, such as a stock market crash or a sudden surge in stock prices. Housel emphasizes the importance of understanding the potential for extreme events in investing and personal finance. He notes that while it's impossible to predict when these events will occur, it's important to prepare for them by diversifying one's investments and having a long-term perspective. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on managing risk and being prepared for extreme events, rather than trying to predict them. He notes that successful investors understand the potential for tail events and take steps to protect themselves against them. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of understanding the potential for extreme events in investing and personal finance. By being prepared for these events and focusing on risk management, readers can make more informed investment decisions and build wealth over the long term. Chapter 7. Freedom. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of financial freedom and how it can impact one's life. He argues that financial freedom is not just about having a large amount of money, but about having the ability to make choices and live life on one's own terms. Housel explains that financial freedom can come from many sources, such as a stable income, a diversified investment portfolio, and the ability to live below one's means. He notes that while financial freedom may seem like a distant dream for many, it's actually within reach for most people with discipline and patience. Housel emphasizes the importance of living below one's means and avoiding lifestyle inflation, which can prevent people from achieving financial freedom. He notes that by focusing on the things that truly matter in life and being intentional with one's spending, anyone can achieve financial freedom. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a life that aligns with their values and priorities, rather than just accumulating wealth for its own sake. He notes that financial freedom is not just about having money, but about having the freedom to live the life one wants. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of financial freedom and how it can impact one's life. By focusing on living below one's means, building a diversified investment portfolio, and staying true to one's values, readers can achieve financial freedom and live life on their own terms. Chapter 8. Man in the Car Paradox. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of the man in the car paradox and how it relates to personal finance and investing. He argues that while people often seek wealth and financial success for the sense of freedom and security it can bring, many end up feeling more stressed and trapped as a result. Housel explains that the man in the car paradox refers to the idea that people often feel most trapped when they have achieved financial success and have more to lose. He notes that this paradox can be seen in many aspects of life, from career choices to personal relationships. Housel emphasizes the importance of finding meaning and purpose in life beyond just financial success. He notes that while money can provide a sense of security and freedom, it's important to prioritize other things in life that can bring joy and fulfillment. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to think beyond just financial success and to focus on building a life that aligns with their values and brings them joy. He notes that by prioritizing relationships, experiences, and personal growth, readers can achieve a greater sense of freedom and fulfillment than money alone can provide. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of finding meaning and purpose beyond just financial success. By focusing on the things that truly matter in life, readers can achieve a greater sense of freedom and fulfillment than wealth alone can provide. Chapter 9. Confounding Compounding. In this chapter, he discusses the power of compounding in investing and personal finance. He argues that while compounding can be a powerful tool for building wealth, it can also be confounding and difficult to understand. Housel explains that compounding refers to the idea that investment returns can generate more returns over time. He notes that even small differences in investment returns can lead to significant differences in wealth over the long term. Housel emphasizes the importance of being patient and disciplined when it comes to investing and allowing compounding to work its magic over time. He notes that while it may be tempting to chase short-term gains or try to time the market, the most successful investors are those who stay the course and allow compounding to work in their favor. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on the long-term benefits of compounding and to avoid the temptation to make impulsive investment decisions. He notes that by staying disciplined and patient, readers can harness the power of compounding to build wealth and achieve their financial goals. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of understanding the power of compounding in investing and personal finance. By staying disciplined, patient, and focused on the long-term benefits of compounding, readers can make more informed investment decisions and build wealth over time. Chapter 10. Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. In this chapter, he discusses the difference between getting wealthy and staying wealthy, and how it relates to personal finance and investing. He argues that while many people focus on the process of building wealth, it's equally important to focus on the process of maintaining wealth over the long term. Housel explains that getting wealthy often involves taking risks and pursuing opportunities, while staying wealthy requires a focus on risk management and preserving capital. He notes that many successful investors and entrepreneurs are adept at both getting wealthy and staying wealthy, but it can be difficult to balance these two processes. Housel emphasizes the importance of maintaining a long-term perspective when it comes to building and preserving wealth. He notes that while short-term gains may be tempting, they often come with greater risks and can undermine long-term success. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a portfolio of diversified investments and to avoid putting all their eggs in one basket. He notes that by maintaining a diversified portfolio and focusing on risk management, readers can increase their chances of staying wealthy over the long term. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of balancing the processes of getting wealthy and staying wealthy. By maintaining a long-term perspective, focusing on risk management, and diversifying investments, readers can build and preserve wealth over the long term. Chapter 11. Tails, You Win. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of tail events in investing and personal finance. He argues that while tail events, or rare and extreme events, can be difficult to predict, they can have a significant impact on investment outcomes. Housel explains that tail events can take many forms, from market crashes to unexpected personal events like illness or job loss. He notes that while it's impossible to predict these events with certainty, investors can take steps to mitigate their impact by diversifying their investments and maintaining an emergency fund. Housel emphasizes the importance of preparing for the worst-case scenarios and being able to weather unexpected events. He notes that while it can be tempting to focus on short-term gains and ignore potential risks, investors who are prepared for tail events are more likely to succeed over the long term. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to think beyond just maximizing returns and to focus on building a resilient financial plan that can withstand unexpected events. He notes that by prioritizing risk management and preparation, readers can increase their chances of success and minimize the impact of tail events on their financial well-being. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of preparing for tail events in investing and personal finance. By diversifying investments, maintaining an emergency fund, and prioritizing risk management, readers can build a more resilient financial plan that can withstand unexpected events. Chapter 12. Freedom. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of financial freedom and what it means to different people. He argues that while financial freedom may look different for everyone, it ultimately comes down to having the ability to live life on one's own terms and pursue the things that matter most. Housel explains that financial freedom is not just about having a lot of money, but about having the flexibility and freedom to make choices that align with one's values and priorities. He notes that financial freedom can take many forms, from being able to retire early to pursuing a non-traditional career path. Housel emphasizes the importance of defining what financial freedom means for oneself and working towards that goal. He notes that financial freedom is not a one-time achievement, but a journey that requires ongoing effort and attention. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a financial plan that supports their long-term goals and values. He notes that by prioritizing financial freedom and being intentional about how one spends money and time, readers can create a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of financial freedom and how it relates to personal values and priorities. By defining what financial freedom means for oneself and working towards that goal, readers can create a life that is both financially secure and fulfilling. Chapter 13. Confounding Compounding. In this chapter, he discusses the power of compounding in investing and personal finance. He argues that while compounding can be a powerful tool for building wealth over time, it can also be confounding and difficult to understand. Housel explains that compounding refers to the process by which investment returns are reinvested and generate additional returns over time. He notes that while the concept of compounding is simple, its impact can be significant, particularly when it comes to long-term investments like retirement savings. Housel emphasizes the importance of starting early when it comes to investing and taking advantage of the power of compounding. He notes that even small investments made early on can generate significant returns over time. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a long-term investment strategy that prioritizes compounding and takes advantage of the power of time. He notes that by being patient and consistent in their investing habits, readers can build wealth and achieve their financial goals over time. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of compounding in investing and personal finance. By starting early, being patient, and prioritizing long-term investing strategies that take advantage of the power of time, readers can build wealth and achieve financial security over time. Chapter 14. Man in the Car Paradox. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of the man in the car paradox, which refers to the tendency of people to judge others based on their outward appearance and assume that they are wealthy or successful based on material possessions. Housel explains that the man in the car paradox is a common cognitive bias that can lead to misunderstandings and misperceptions about wealth and success. He notes that while material possessions can be a sign of wealth and success, they are not always indicative of it, and people should be cautious about making assumptions based on appearances alone. Housel emphasizes the importance of avoiding the man-in-the-car paradox when it comes to personal finance and investing. He notes that it's important to focus on building long-term wealth and financial security, rather than trying to impress others with material possessions. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a strong financial foundation that prioritizes savings, investing, and risk management. He notes that by prioritizing these things, readers can build wealth and achieve financial security over time, regardless of their outward appearance. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of avoiding the man-in-the-car paradox when it comes to personal finance and investing. By focusing on building a strong financial foundation and prioritizing long-term wealth and financial security, readers can achieve their financial goals and avoid the pitfalls of cognitive biases and misperceptions. Chapter 15. Room for Error. In this chapter, he discusses the importance of leaving room for error in personal finance and investing. He argues that while it's important to plan for the future and work towards financial goals, it's equally important to anticipate and prepare for unexpected setbacks and challenges. Housel explains that leaving room for error can take many forms, from building an emergency fund to diversifying investments and avoiding excessive debt. He notes that by taking a proactive approach to risk management, readers can protect themselves against unexpected events and ensure their long-term financial security. Housel emphasizes the importance of being realistic and flexible when it comes to financial planning and goal setting. He notes that unexpected setbacks are a natural part of life and that it's important to be prepared for them when they occur. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a financial plan that prioritizes risk management and leaves room for error. He notes that by doing so, readers can achieve their financial goals and protect themselves against unexpected events and challenges. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of leaving room for error in personal finance and investing. By building an emergency fund, diversifying investments, and avoiding excessive debt, readers can protect themselves against unexpected events and ensure their long-term financial security. Chapter 16. You'll Change. In this chapter, he discusses the importance of recognizing that personal finance and investing are dynamic and that people's financial goals and priorities can change over time. Housel notes that people's financial goals and priorities can be influenced by a variety of factors, including life events, changes in personal circumstances, and shifting economic conditions. He argues that it's important to be open to change and to adapt financial plans and strategies to meet new goals and priorities as they arise. Housel emphasizes the importance of taking a long-term view when it comes to personal finance and investing. He notes that by focusing on building a strong financial foundation and being flexible and adaptable, readers can achieve their financial goals and weather unexpected challenges over time. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a financial plan that prioritizes flexibility and adaptability. He notes that by doing so, readers can ensure that their financial strategies remain relevant and effective over time. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of recognizing that personal finance and investing are dynamic and that people's financial goals and priorities can change over time. By taking a long-term view and being open to change, readers can build a strong financial foundation and achieve their financial goals over time. Chapter 17. Nothing's Free. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of nothing's free in personal finance and investing. He notes that while there are opportunities to earn high returns and achieve financial success, these opportunities often come with risks and costs that should be carefully considered. Housel emphasizes the importance of being aware of hidden costs and fees when it comes to investing and financial management. He notes that many financial products and services come with hidden fees and charges that can erode returns over time. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a financial plan that prioritizes transparency and low fees. He notes that by doing so, readers can ensure that they are maximizing their returns and minimizing their costs over time. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of recognizing that nothing's free in personal finance and investing. By being aware of hidden costs and fees and focusing on transparency and low fees, readers can build a strong financial foundation and achieve their financial goals over time. Chapter 18. Temperament. In this chapter, He discusses the role of temperament in personal finance and investing. He notes that while knowledge and experience are important, when it comes to financial management, temperament is often the most important factor in determining long-term success. Housel explains that temperament refers to a person's emotional and psychological disposition, particularly as it relates to decision-making and risk-taking. He notes that people with strong temperaments are more likely to make good financial decisions and stick to a long-term plan, while those with weaker temperaments may be more susceptible to making emotional decisions and taking unnecessary risks. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on developing a strong temperament when it comes to personal finance and investing. He notes that by being patient, disciplined, and rational, readers can make better financial decisions and achieve their long-term goals. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of recognizing the role of temperament in personal finance and investing. By focusing on developing a strong temperament, readers can improve their decision-making and increase their chances of long-term financial success. Chapter 19. The Seduction of Pessimism. In this chapter, he discusses the seductive appeal of pessimism in personal finance and investing. He notes that while it's easy to be pessimistic about the future, particularly given the many challenges facing individuals and society as a whole, pessimism can be a self-fulfilling prophecy that can lead to missed opportunities and long-term financial losses. Housel emphasizes the importance of maintaining a balanced and realistic outlook when it comes to personal finance and investing. He notes that while it's important to be aware of risks and challenges, it's also important to recognize the potential for growth and success in the long term. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a financial plan that prioritizes balance and optimism. He notes that by doing so, readers can position themselves to take advantage of opportunities and achieve long-term financial success. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of recognizing the seductive appeal of pessimism in personal finance and investing, while also emphasizing the importance of maintaining a balanced and optimistic outlook. By focusing on balance and optimism, readers can build a strong financial foundation and achieve their financial goals over time. Chapter 20. When You'll Believe Anything. In this chapter, he discusses the concept of belief in personal finance and investing. He notes that people often believe what they want to believe, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. Housel explains that this tendency to believe in things that are not supported by evidence can be particularly dangerous when it comes to personal finance and investing. He notes that people who believe in get-rich-quick schemes or investment fads may be more susceptible to financial fraud or manipulation. In this chapter, Housel encourages readers to focus on building a financial plan that is based on evidence and supported by sound financial principles. He notes that by doing so, readers can reduce their risk of financial fraud and improve their chances of long-term financial success. Overall, this chapter highlights the importance of recognizing the role of belief in personal finance and investing, while also emphasizing the importance of being skeptical and evidence-based. By focusing on sound financial principles and avoiding get-rich-quick schemes, readers can build a strong financial foundation and achieve their financial goals over time. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the psychology of money. We hope that this audiobook analysis has provided you with valuable insights and practical tips for managing your personal finances and investing wisely. Remember, financial success is not just about knowledge and experience, but also about mindset and temperament. By understanding the psychological factors that drive our financial decisions, we can make better choices and achieve our long-term goals. So go out there and make the most of your money, with the wisdom of the psychology of money as your guide.